I was only 11, and when I died, Jesus showed me why the Sea of Galilee will turn blood red in 2025. It wasn't his anger, it was our reflection, the pain, hatred, and unforgiveness of the world. Jesus told me, forgiveness is the water that will heal the world. My name is Hannah, and I was only 11 when everything I thought I knew about life ended in a single summer afternoon. I remember the moment the water closed over me, how my chest burned, and then, silence. People say death is frightening, but the truth is, the fear ended the second I let go. What remained was something I cannot explain, weightlessness, freedom, and a strange awareness that I was no longer trapped inside my fragile body. I could see myself below, motionless, as if I was watching another child. For a brief instant I felt a wave of sorrow. Is that really me? Will my mom cry when she sees this? What about my little sister? The questions filled me with grief, but it wasn't the heavy kind. It was soft, almost like the sadness you feel when saying goodbye at the end of a long day. Then, something even deeper happened. The panic dissolved. The pain disappeared. I was surrounded by a warmth that felt alive, as if love itself had wrapped around me. It wasn't just comfort, it was a presence. In that light I felt completely safe, as though nothing broken in me could remain. And that is when I knew I wasn't alone. Someone was waiting. A figure of light, gentle yet powerful, more real than the world I had left behind. My young heart trembled, not from fear, but from awe. Because somehow, without words, I already knew, it was Jesus. The figure of light drew closer, and I realized this was not the Jesus I had seen in paintings or Sunday school books. There were no robes, no beard, no crown of thorns. He was light itself, pure, living, breathing love. And when his eyes met mine, I felt something I had never felt before. He knew me. Not the version of me people saw at school or at church, but every secret, every mistake, every hidden longing inside my 11-year-old heart. And still, there was no trace of judgment, only love so deep it made me tremble. He spoke, but not with sound. His words filled my heart like a song that I had always known but never heard. Hannah, he said, calling me by name, you are not forgotten. I have heard every prayer spoken over you. Before I could even ask, he showed me. Scenes unfolded around us, not like movies, but like truths revealed. I saw my mom kneeling beside my bed at night, whispering words she thought no one heard. I saw her tears when I had fevers, when I struggled, when she feared for me. But her prayers weren't just words. They were golden threads rising from her lips, wrapping around me like a blanket of light. Then I saw a darker presence, something jagged and heavy trying to reach me in my weakness. But those prayers stood as a shield, pushing it back, guarding me even when I didn't know I was in danger. I gasped. I had thought prayer was just habit, something people did out of duty. But here, with Jesus, I saw it was power, love turned into action, stronger than any darkness. And he looked at me again, his voice a whisper of eternity, never forget, Hannah. No prayer is ever wasted. If you believe in the power of prayer, type Amen in the comments, because each prayer invites His protection over your life. Jesus held my hand, and suddenly the light around us shifted. It wasn't just brightness anymore, it became a place. I stood with Him on a hill, looking over a vast body of water. I didn't know its name, but before I could ask, He whispered, "This is the Sea of Galilee. Watch." At first, the water sparkled in blue, calm and beautiful. But then something began to spread across it, dark red, seeping slowly like ink in clear water. My heart tightened. The blue disappeared, and the whole sea turned the color of blood. The fishing boats floating on it looked helpless, like toys in something terrifying. Fear rushed into me. Is this blood? I asked, my voice trembling. Jesus' light dimmed with sorrow, not anger. In a way, yes. But not as you think. This will happen soon, in the year 2025. People will see it and believe it is my wrath, a punishment, a curse. But it is not my anger. It is a mirror. A mirror of what? I whispered. A mirror of the pain in this world, he said, his voice both gentle and heavy. Every harsh word spoken in anger, every act of bitterness, every refusal to forgive, each is a drop of red in this sea. Humanity has forgotten forgiveness. They hold on to wounds, and in doing so, they poison the heart of the world. As he spoke, I was shown glimpses. A man screaming at his wife, red dripped into the sea. Leaders of nations throwing insults, streams of red poured in. Children bullying at school, more red spreading. It was everywhere. The sea was drowning in humanity's anger. Tears stung my eyes. It's too much, it will never stop. But Jesus' hand tightened on mine. Hannah, do not despair. This vision is not to frighten you, but to awaken you. What looks like blood is not death, it is the pain of unhealed hearts. And only forgiveness can turn it blue again. As the sea before us remained red, Jesus lifted his hand, and suddenly I saw something new. A single drop of clear, shining water fell into the crimson waves. Where it touched, the red dissolved, and a circle of blue spread outward like hope itself. I turned to him, amazed. What was that? His eyes softened. Forgiveness, he said. Every act of true forgiveness is a drop of pure water. Every time love chooses to release pain instead of clinging to it, the sea begins to heal. Then images filled my sight again. A woman sat beside the bed of the father who had wounded her in childhood. With trembling lips she whispered, I forgive you. And I saw it, a brilliant drop falling from her heart into the sea, turning a wide patch of red back into blue. I saw a boy offering his lunch to the classmate who had mocked him. Another drop. Blue spreading. I even saw myself, just a moment I'd forgotten, when I forgave my best friend after she broke something precious of mine. It had seemed so small then, but here, it glowed like a jewel. Jesus' voice carried both tenderness and authority. Hannah, the world believes power belongs to armies, to wealth, to the loudest voices. But I tell you the truth, the greatest power is in forgiveness. It does not weaken you, it heals you, and it heals the world. Anger multiplies pain, but forgiveness multiplies life. My heart swelled with a mix of shame and wonder. I had held grudges too. I had replayed hurts, clinging to the feeling of being wronged. But now I saw that every time I refused to forgive, I was pouring more red into the sea. And every time I forgave, no matter how small, I was helping heaven heal the earth. Jesus looked at me once more. Do not underestimate what you carry. Even one child who forgives can change the sea. The longer I stood in his presence, the more I wanted to stay. My small hands clung to his light, and I whispered, please, don't send me back. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose you. Jesus' gaze was filled with endless love. He touched my shoulder, and warmth flowed through me like a promise that would never end. Hannah, I know. But your time is not finished. Your family still needs you. And the world needs to hear what you have seen. My chest tightened. But I'm just a kid. No one will believe me. His smile deepened, radiant yet tender. You don't need to convince anyone. You only need to tell the truth. Tell them I am real. Tell them I love them more than they can imagine. And tell them about the Red Sea. Tell them forgiveness is the water that will heal the world. Tears streamed down my face. The thought of leaving him was unbearable, like being torn in two. But his love steadied me. He leaned close and pressed a kiss of light onto my forehead. It wasn't like a human kiss, it was a seal, a mark of his presence. You will never be alone. Wherever you go, I will be with you. Then I felt the pull, gentle but unstoppable, drawing me away from the light. My hands reached for him, but his voice followed me, echoing in my heart, "Go in peace, my little messenger." The warmth faded. The light dimmed. Suddenly, pain crashed into me. My lungs burned, my chest ached, voices shouted around me. I opened my eyes to see faces I loved, my mother crying, hands clutching mine, paramedics astonished that I was breathing again. I was back. But nothing would ever be the same. Because I carried his message, etched forever inside me, Jesus is real, his love is infinite, and forgiveness is the water that will heal the world. When I think back to that day, I realize my life was divided into two parts, before I saw him, and after. Before, I was just an ordinary 11-year-old girl, worried about school, games, and friends. After, I carry something far greater, a truth I cannot ignore. I know now that Jesus is not a story in a book or a distant figure in paintings. He is alive. He knows us, each by name. He sees the hidden battles, the unspoken tears, the silent prayers whispered at night. And his love is deeper than every failure, stronger than every wound. The vision he showed me was not to frighten us, but to awaken us. The sea turning red is not his anger, it is our reflection. But he also showed me hope, that every act of forgiveness, no matter how small, becomes a drop of living water, washing away the poison of anger and bitterness. And this is the mission he gave me, to tell you. To remind you that forgiveness is not weakness, it is power. It is the healing of hearts, families, nations, and the world. So if you are holding on to pain, if there's someone you need to forgive, let it go. Pour blue into the sea. And if you believe in his love and protection, write amen in the comments. Not for me, but as your declaration of faith, that you want his covering over your life.